I'm gonna send a request. Let's see. Ah! Okay, I hear you. Oh, wait, I think. Do you guys hear us? I don't. Oh, now it's doing a wheel. I'm seeing a wheel. Yeah, I'm seeing me on. Yeah, I hear you. Do you guys hear? Will you let us know on all the different platforms if you will just drop like a little emoji if you hear us? If you're like your lips are moving but we don't hear anything. Tracy, you talk to see if we hear you.
Can y'all hear me, guys? Y'all can hear me? Okay, good. We're good now.
I hear you. Do you not hear me?
It's weird. Are you connected to, that's weird. Hold on, talk again, Tawny.
Okay, I'm talking over here. Do you guys hear Tawny? Can you say, okay, Kita's like, yes.
Okay.
And you don't hear any like reverb or anything, you just hear both of us? We're just trying to get through some tech difficulties, so I do appreciate you guys. Like, I know you're like, you do this every week. I swear, we set up.
Listen, y'all, it's just, the system just be trying to give us issues, y'all.
But I think we finally got it, like, perfect. Okay, you are both so glowing today. Annie, totally honest. I was not before. It is all some bronzer people because Mama was looking a little tired.
Okay, guys, so now that we're in here, I am happy that you can hear us both. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm going to say today, I didn't even tell Tawny, I wanted to start off with something. Everybody knows the concept of Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day, yes, we know the movie is, hey, when he was stuck in a day, he just kept repeating the cycle. So you guys know I'm trying to be very clear with my words. So when I said, hey, I wanted to call today's topic Groundhog Day, I started looking into more depth. And one synopsis or clarification gave me something that says, at one point, somebody says he believes that the devil took over his body and just kept him stuck in this. And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't want to call it Groundhog Day if they said the devil's taking over our body. But we understand what it means as the concept of what we look at from the movie. And what I wanted to clarify that in the beginning, but I wanted to now bring that to, we're going to act like the movie. So we're relating stroke survivors as well as our warriors, stroke survivors and warriors, guys. We're relating this whole process of recovery for ourselves into this Groundhog Day. I was having a conversation with this wonderful survivor yesterday, and we just had a great conversation just talking about the process of recovery and everything. And she was like, you ever feel like you got stuck in this Groundhog Day cycle? And I said, oh my gosh. I said, I'm still in that. I said, I am totally still in this conversation here because of the simple fact, guys. And I'm going to clarify it a little more. So what that is, that Groundhog Day, remember, he's waking up. He's having the same thoughts over and over again. As stroke survivors, we're waking up. It's recovery over and over again. We're waking up. Oh, my gosh, I feel better today. Oh, maybe I don't feel better. Oh, I'm waking up. My emotions like this. All of these things, we constantly keep feeling like it's a cycle happening over and over again. So even though we're waking up, we see little progress. We have days that we don't see progress. We have days that we don't feel good. We have days that we feel grand. We have days that we just want to be happy in a happy place. Like, Annie or somebody said you guys are both glowing. Hey, listen, Tanya told you prior to this or yesterday we were not glowing. So this groundhog effect relates to us as survivors. And we can see the positive and the negative of it, because the positive is, yes, we get to do it over and over, guys. Look at it that way. We get to do it over and over. The negative side could be, hey, why do I have to do this over and over? When am I going to get to the point that is, hey, I'm just there? Then it makes you look like, wow, when is it that we will get there? But then it goes to, what is there? Guys, so I'm giving you every aspect before we really delve into the conversation. Where is there? When are you going to get there? But what is that there to you? So let's jump into this. So I wanted to paint this picture of this Groundhog Day, and then I'm throwing the mic over to Tanya so we can see what Tanya has to say about it.
Well, and you can even make it bigger of not just even as survivors, because you're like, when am I done healing? I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We're all healing. It's called life. Everybody is healing from something. You're working through something. And the more I started learning, like, when am I going to be done? What is the finish line? The finish line is when you're done. I don't want to be done. I want to keep living this life. I want to keep doing things. And I talk about retraining your brain because you do. You can wake up. I know at least me, since my stroke, my brain in the morning wants to go stressy, depressy. It is not, I talk about having to retrain it to be happy, to be grateful, to be like, yes, I get another day. Yes, I get to. And that was a big thing, a turning of I get to instead of I have to. Like, I have to do that. I have to go to work. I have to work on my recovery. I have to do those stretches. I have to um, get scans. I have to take my medicine every day. But I have been guilty of saying that. Like, I wish I didn't have to do this every day. And then I have to. I remind myself that I'm like, I get to. If I was given the option every day, I would always choose whatever, poking, prodding, anything, because there's always moments that are really good. And that's why I do love my animals. Like, you can have a moment where you're just so excited and just focused on something else and you don't even think about your pains, your aches, or anything that you have to deal with.
Okay, so I understand that. I love that. I love that again. So that goes to I get to. So the groundhog, guys, think about it. He kept going through this cycle, like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this. At the end of the day, he found there was a bigger lesson. And in reality, I'm going to say, Tiny took and jumped to the end of it and says, he finally woke up and said, I get to do it. So he didn't get that recollection to the end of the movie. I can't remember how many times he did it. But he finally got to the point where he says, hey, I get to do it. I get to do this better. I get to do it happy. I get to do it sad. I get to do it. So, guys, that's what we're trying to get you to. This is a process. We are blessed because we are survivors. And we get to do this every single day. We get to get better. We get to make better choices. We get to get up out of bed. We get to say, hey, today is going to be a rest day. We get to say, hey, I'm going to turn on social media and see what my community has to say today. So all of these things we get to do. So it is a blessing to be able to get to do it. Because then we look on the flip side, guys, and say, there's so many of us that did not survive. There's so many of us that are still struggling with the process of even bringing thoughts together, of the process of even trying to comprehend. So with this being said, it may not be where you want it to be at this present moment. But guess what, guys? With the breath of life, and we're always going to preach the same thing. With the breath of life, we're going to get to that next point. We're going to get to that there. We're not going to get to not be like we were yesterday, guys. We are going to get to that point that is, because again, it's us against us. That's what we want you to look at. It's us against us. And let me take a breath to say, in Groundhog Day, it was really him against him. His whole thought process, his mind, and he just kept going through the same cycle because he was not really being present. He wasn't sitting in the moment to be present of, hey, what is it that I'm doing? Why do I keep going through the same cycle? Guys, this process of living that we're learning as stroke survivors, we really are not going through the same cycle. It's a cycle of, hey, the unknown, the cycle of, hey, what tomorrow is going to bring, what the next 5 minutes is going to bring. But we're given the opportunity to make these decisions, to make better ones, to make bigger ones, to make just to engulf life in a different manner, just how we think about things, how we go into the next second or the next moment. That's what I really want us to, however you look at a Groundhog Day and say, hey, I want to look at it as, I'm going to say this, guys. I read another point I forgot to say in the beginning that I read was, it says, so what the real thing of Groundhog Day is, when the groundhog wakes up, if he sees his shadow, that knows we got 6 more weeks of a winter or something like that. If he doesn't see it, means early spring. Guess what? I like when he doesn't see it because I don't like the cold. I like early spring. I like the sun. I like all those things. So I had to throw that out there to say this. I don't want to be stuck in this phase of the groundhog because I don't want the groundhog to see his shadow. And so with that, to put that in the term of the process of a warrior's mentality, Us looking at our shadow, guys, is remembering that day that we had the stroke. You are not there. Hey, we are not there, which means that mental process that's trying to take over your mind and say, oh, whoa, I will never get there, or woe was me. Guess what? We don't see that. And I don't want you to see that shadow say 6 more weeks. Hey, you don't see that. That was in the past, guys. We're going to take this groundhog to say, hey, I didn't see my shadow. Today is spring. Today is light. Today is sun. Today, I get a new day to do something different. Today, I get a new thought process. Today, I'm going to be happier because I get to be happier. So that's why I want you to look. So however you may have looked at groundhog prior to this, let's look at the one that said groundhog didn't see a shadow, guys. So that didn't see your shadow. It's the warrior in us. We forgot about. We didn't see the fact that, hey, day one, I couldn't think. We're on this level now that we are way past that. So early spring to us is early life. It's better life. A bigger smile tomorrow. The bigger step, or the next thing that our hand may open that it didn't open yesterday, or raise a little higher. So I want us to look at that as the positive being, as, hey, we're healing better. We're healing more and more, guys. That's why I forgot to throw that in there in the beginning, but I had to throw that in there right now.
I love that you're only looking back to see how far you've come. And I always say, like, because in the beginning I was asking, like, everyone asks you, when are you going to get back to normal? And when I say there is no back to normal, you get to be new and improved. I'm moving forward. I have a new journey. There's new Tawny. I say Tawny 2.0. I said since I had the second brain surgery, I'm like, now I'm Tawny 3.0. We make jokes about it. So it's about, like you said, you get to look at it and move forward. And that's a daily thing. And I'm telling you, especially if you deal with depression, anxiety, for me, it is a daily minute thing. Like I've said before, there's been a conversation with someone where I have literally gone through every emotion, every crying emotion, from happy tears to sad tears to angry tears to, all of it. And I've just learned more and more to just give myself grace and know that you're going to get through it. It does always get better. And when you're in excruciating pain, there does come a time where it does subside. And so I just try to always keep looking forward, and only looking back I love that, to see how far I've come, and to remind myself, like, you've been worse and you got through it. You can get through this.
Yeah, totally. Hey, I gotta say, I love you too. Rob. I was trying to vibe it. But it is a beautiful thing, guys. So what we're, at the end of the day, we're trying to get you to look at, we have to learn to embrace life differently. Yes, we've been through some things in life. It sucks, guys. But because we are still living, we get to make the days better. We get to have peace of mind. And however you're going to find that peace, guys, that's why we have this community. That's why we put ourselves on center stage. You the things that we did. We show you the ways that we had to go through figuring out, that probably wasn't the best way. But guys, that's what we're trying to be so vocal, because we've had those hard days. We still have those hard days. But when we learn to live out loud, we heal ourselves better to not just be stuck in those hard days. We learn to keep improving by keep talking about it, keep pushing, push through those days of depression, push through those days of sadness. And I'm going to tell you what gets me out of it. Y'all, I got to have sun. I got to have sun. You need that sunlight. You need those happy, healthy endorphins to get you moving and going. Tanya has told y'all plenty of times, she likes to get herself in the mirror, get dressed, put on some makeup, just do things to to give you a smile, guys. We have to learn how to. If I think about, I wouldn't have wanted to be him in the movie of Groundhog, do this over and over. I thank God when he finally got the recollection and say, hey, I got to make a different choice for myself. So, and I'm saying that, guys, to say, I thank God for every step of the way that I say, hey, I'm not going to sit in this depression today. Lord, you gave me, thank you, Lord. That sun is going to make me smile right now, because I don't want to have to keep feeling this way. I don't want to have to keep putting myself down. I don't want to have to keep talking about woe is me and woe the things that I can't do. I want to, Lord, I want to always find a way out. I want to always figure out how to create this smile, how to create the end of Groundhog when he got to his recollection. I want to get there before being stuck in this trial over and over again. I totally understand it's easier said than done. I totally understand. Some of us are still dealing with a lot more things in our life and our battle and our struggle where you may be in your process of recovery. But we're speaking about this through all different levels that we went through, guys. There is greater on the other side. And I don't want us to be, even though we are, in times we are, I do not want us to be stuck in this cycle of groundhog, guys.
Don't unpack and stay there.
Yes.
But it's important to talk about that and not let it turn into a whole day. So I think that's not, everyone just thinks you're so positive, or they think you can only be one way. If you're smiling all the time, then you don't deal with depression or anxiety. So it's just nice to have more of us show that it's like, you are so much stronger because you let yourself feel that. You cried, you dealt with it, and then you got to the other side. And I think once I started realizing, because I was so grateful in the beginning, no depression, nothing. And when everything was worse, so that's why when the depression hit me, I was like, how am I worse now when I'm not dealing with as much? And so then I was like beating myself up over it. And what I've learned more is like, if you are feeling really tired and you're like, I just can't deal with this anymore, just one more thing. You know what I'm usually like? Guess what? It sounds like you need a break. Sounds like someone needs to take a rest, a nap. You need to unplug and watch some TV. Now is not the time to like beat yourself up about what you're not doing or how you should feel or where you should be. But to start and be like Tracy said, not in that groundhog of, oh, well, I want it to be this way or it should be this way. You're just like, guess what? Deep breath. I can change it and I can make a brand new day. Like, we don't have to stay in groundhog. You don't have to stay there. You can move forward with support and help. And it is not easy, but it is the best thing. It's so worth it. Like, you are your greatest project. See you reading.
Absolutely. I was reading that comment. Listen, I never try to say the first part of the name is P-Dad, or Persephone Dad. He was saying hit that reset button. Hit that reset button. And that's true. We got to hit that reset button in our mind, guys. Reset that thought process.
That's a thumbs up. Wait, that's a thumbs up button.
Yes. So
that's you say reset?
Hit that reset button. Hit the reset button. That's the mental. Let's start our mind. Let's start. And so I like that. Hit that reset button. So it's like, think about, as soon as you feel that dark moment or that dark thought coming over you, instantly hit that reset. So wherever your reset is for you guys, we got to figure out what that reset. Like I told you, I need that sunlight. So if that at that moment may be my sunlight, we got to definitely hit that reset button instantly. Because if we do not, we will be stuck in that cycle of the groundhog day after day, guys. And then we go and say, hey, I'm not really getting past. I'm not really getting to the next level, guys. That's because in reality, it's a choice that we end up making for ourselves that we don't even think about we made for ourselves. Because it says, hey, I want to allow this dark moment to just stay over my life. No, we're not going to do that. And before I said the reset, I was going to comment on your comment, Tony, when you said you were stuck in a place like, oh, how, not stuck. You were like, oh, how did I get to you were like, how did I get to this point that I feel better? I look better. I'm not having all those issues, and the depression hit. And part of the conversation I had with another warrior yesterday, we were talking about the same thing. Like, listen, I'm 10 times better now. Like, where did depression come from? It's just a process, God.
It's also how our brain heals, and they don't talk about it. They don't warn us until all of a sudden around year 2, most of us, because I don't know the sciencey thing, but as your brain is breaking up all that blood that you had in it, it starts spitting out this other chemical, which makes you depressed. So most of us, by year 2, you're starting to feel a lot better. You don't have as much support. You don't have as many people checking on you. And all of a sudden, that's when it hits. And you're just like, but I feel worse. And so most people that I've talked to, we start feeling like, oh no, something is wrong with me. Nothing is wrong with you. And if we can just, I don't want to say normalize, because I hate that freaking word, because what is normal, but just talk about it, that, you know, I can be grateful, and I can smile, and I can be happy, and I can live an amazing life. And you know what? I can also still cry and have depression and have moments of anxiety where I almost have a panic attack. But it's about those moments where you decide to pick yourself up and push through it and use different tools. Like, I used to do cold showers. Guess what? I'm not doing them anymore, because I'm learning to regulate my nervous system without having to shock it. I was like, hey, let's heal our nervous system in a less intense way for a little bit. How about that? So like Tracy said, sunshine. I like to go on a walk. I knew I was going to have to get, knew I was going to have stressful news from my doctor. So I purposely was like, I'm going to be walking the dogs when I read it so that I can walk off that frustration and anxiety. Like I was setting myself up to, because I knew that's going to happen. So knowing some of those things. Oh, and I love it. He was like the like button. He meant no to like it. But you know what? No, we're taking it over. When we do the thumbs up button, we're calling that the reset button. Because I was like in my head, I'm like, I am so not hip. Like reset button is the thumbs up. I thought that was liking stuff. Like Tracy's over here just making.
Wait a minute. So I'm sitting here cracking up because once I see he fixed it, he said no. I appreciate that. So we're gonna say that, guys. Make sure. Oh Lord, make sure you hit the like button, guys, because as we are helping you all with your recovery, we want to make sure these videos, these conversations continue to circulate worldwide because so many of us need that healing. So that's why people tell you to hit the like button. We want you to hit the like button so that we can we can keep this going, guys. We want to keep getting in other survivor space. We want to get the word out there, to share the word that they're not alone. Yes. We have a whole community that we're trying to heal together, guys. That's what that is about. And I have to say to y'all this important piece that we have 2 summits coming up.
Yes, thank you.
June 28th, guys, we have a summit in LA, Los Angeles. If you're in Los Angeles, we have a summit June 28th. You could go to Tawny's page as well as Maddie's page to register and get the information for the summit in Los Angeles, California. And then we have another one July 27th in Houston, Texas, guys. Just how we have these wonderful conversations, we're bringing it live to the city, and we really want y'all to be there because this is not just for survivors. This is for your loved ones, your caretakers, everybody around us trying to understand a life of a survivor better and how we can live our lives better, how we can learn to love, and a reality of being more independent. So that's what we want to make sure. This is what this is about. It's bringing this community together, guys. So July 27th, Houston, Texas, that is at the Marriott Hotel in Midtown, I believe. I just know the address is 2900 Sage.
Message us because it might have been changed.
Okay.
But it's still in LA area. I know.
I'm not that, but I can't really tell you because that's why I keep forgetting. I keep saying the wrong thing. I don't know if it's the gallery or it's Midtown, but I will post that information. And I'll post the information on all of the social media sites.
And
have it. And that you can go ahead and register because it's an Evite link that you can register. It's totally free for everybody. We're gonna listen, y'all know I love everything fitness and working out. We're gonna get physical. We are gonna be moving the body. Somebody asked, can we have a walk? And I'm gonna tell y'all this because I didn't put it on the flyer. So the event says it starts at 11. Doors will be open at 8 because of the simple fact for everybody that wants to get that workout. We're gonna have yoga. We're gonna do. Somebody asked, can we push our bodies to do a whole mile walk? We're going to do all of those things. So, guys, we're pushing you. It's going to be a fun-filled activity day. I know the flyer, I wanted to keep it simple with less information. So, it just says 11 to 2. But, honey, we're there. So, we're going to have all of these activities. So, again, I'll put more information out there, but I wanted to throw both of those out there. So, June 28th in Los Angeles, California, guys, and July 27th here in Houston, Texas for our stroke survivors and our loved ones, free for everybody. So go to the Evite link, and we want you can walk in the day up, but we want you to grab tickets so I can know how much food, how many chairs and things I need to have for people. So it's totally free. Y'all can come in up to the day, but giving us that count ahead of time makes me prepare more for you guys. So,
and I wanted to share that like umbrella term of it's just to know so we can have the proper amount of food. And here's the thing is, I'm going to talk about it. I talk about the anxiety. You might be like, I really want to go, but I'm nervous. Okay. I'm going to let you know, as the mermaid who went over the side of the building, I'm sharing that because I've worked on my anxiety to get to that point. Because the first time Maddie came to LA, her and Joe were together. I drove to them and then I panicked and I drove away. Okay. Myself. I regret it still to this day. They understand it's not a big deal. However, the amount of people who went to the New York summit who said, I didn't think I was going to go. I'm so glad I did come. And there were a lot of people who signed up and who didn't come. And guess what? We love you all, no matter how you show up, when you show up. If you are late, if you only come for the last 5 minutes, whatever. The only reason we want you to touch base with us is so that we can have enough food and seats, because we would hate for someone to come and not have that. So if there's even a sliver you think you want to come, sign up and you will be amazed. I know we've all been told you are so different. You are so different. Guess what? You are so unique. But I will tell you how much it helps your heart to be around other survivors, despite the fact that we're all unique. It's just, you will feel better. I have yet to meet a survivor who did not feel better meeting more fellow warriors. So that's it. I just had to add all that.
Absolutely. And on that note, guys, that is it for us. We absolutely love you all, and we will see y'all next week.
Yes. See you guys. Bye.
Somebody said, what are you?
Oh, the New York one already passed.
That one already passed,
but message and
for the,
we'll let you know when other ones are coming.
We will keep you posted for the next one. So right now, the 2 dates that we do have is June 28th in LA, and then the other one, July 27th in Houston, Texas. Also in Houston, Texas, those are the meetings are wonderful people. We've been meeting up just different times. A lot of people don't drive, so I've been meeting them, just having conversations. If you are in Houston and you don't drive, I want you to literally send me a message, whether you send me a DM on IG or shoot me an email, bodytracebitter@gmail.com, so we can connect. I'll send you my number, and I will make sure we actually connect, see how I can help you. Even it's not just I'm only going to help you at the event. No, I'm totally going to help you. We're going to connect before the event. So that's why I've been connected with some wonderful people that are like, hey, I know, I'm in Houston, but I'm an hour outside. So hour outside, okay, guess what? I drive, guys, so I can drive and meet you for an hour outside. So totally make sure y'all connect with me. Hey, baby, make sure y'all connect with me in a way. So we are out of here, y'all, and we will catch y'all soon. I'll make sure I'll throw
all this information will be up on our page. Just make sure you keep following us. It will all be all over our pages. I promise.
I need to
See
end this.
guys.